Would you do me the honor of being my wife?
What?
What in the hell?
I'm 26 years old. You're 50?
You're a very pathetic unemployed, just a sad, sad person.
It was a challenge. I'm a character actor by trade, sort of, and to play a leading man was super exciting, and I liked the material, and I got to bring my family to France. And I think for me, it was a deep dive in the romantic comedy. I love learning about stepping inside of a genre. There are these tropes, and it was a wonderful, like Danielle, one of our producers, walked me through and gave me a nice tutorial on the romantic comedy, like milestones and seeing something and the woman that nobody else has ever seen, and like they have to come apart here. Like, but understanding those in a way that, because I'm a comedian, I was focusing half of my time on poignancy and being a valuable target for love, to be like an earnest champion of love. Normally my instincts are just be funny, just get the most out of it. And in this, a lot of what you're playing is just like committing to, doesn't matter if it's funny, this is what you have to sell. You have to sell the love and the spark and the interest and the value of that person and their dignity. So that was really kind of wonderful. You have to have that moment where you confess and win the person back and like speak from the heart and take all chances and know that there's no guarantees going across this line. And a lot of that dialogue we were playing with and opening up, like that scene where I go into the train and tell Louise why I came back. Those takes were all just sort of like, all right, talk about it. All right, do it. Then do it, like really as if.
Mike, when's your baby coming?
Coming soon, ma'am. We're gonna name her Ellen after Wendy's mom. Actually, her stepmom. She has a difficult relation. Misunderstood your level of interest, sorry.
What it fulfills for me is I always like to have a hand in creating and collaborating, and Veep was a collaborative effort. From the beginning, Armando wanted input, and he wanted to understand the character through you and your Americanisms, and then Dave continued that, and Dave would pitch us what he saw the character doing, our new head writer, and you could pitch Dave about your ideas, and they would get folded in or mutated. Or I'm very appreciative for, because I have that improv background, I was appreciative to like help create a character, being on the ground floor of creating a show that evolved every year and became something a little different or relevant still politics. Mike trying to have a kid was based on my buddy trying to have kids. Some of the nicotine gum stuff was real. I used to be addicted to nicotine gum, and I had some input on that. These are just the ones that come to mind. That was like somebody gave me, I did a charity and they gave me like a Marines rule or Marines 10K, whatever it was, and I wore it, and a guy instantly thought, I was like, where'd you serve? I'm like, oh shoot, I was like, I felt like I was posing as a military guy. I felt very caught, and I didn't mean to be.
Daniel, this is Don. This is somebody Daddy works with.
Hello, Daniel.
Shut up.
Somebody's a little cranky.
Shut up.
What cranky?
Shut up.
Why does he keep telling me to
Shut up.
He's not telling you to shut up. It's just all he can say.
I've been fortunate. The first show I got to do on TV, I was a producer on, so I got to write it, I got to act in it, I got to sit in the edit room, and I got to help with press materials and choices. So I've always had like this empowered fortune, good fortune to be in things. And as far as the school of it all, I'm just very proud that we have a place where people can get bitten by the bug of improv like I did as a young man. It changed my life. Just the insanity that we had an episode where there was a holy relic of the face of Jesus in spaghetti, and it was called Spaghetti Jesus. And it was like, some of our premises were insane. Like one of them was like a time machine where Ian was basically a prisoner of Matt Besser in a basement, and he thought his reality was real, but then he took his goggles off and he was in a basement, and he was like a prison, like really dark, weird, not typical fodder for comedy. So I like that, like, I guess we got that stuff out there. And then there are simple sketches that work, from Ask Penny to a super cool episode or Thunderball episode.
So, why'd you try to kill yourself?
Shouldn't I tell you a little bit about myself first?
If you want.
Yeah.
I think Martin and Olaf was the first feature screenplay I wrote, and with Ian and Katie Roberts, Ian's wife. And I think I learned from that is like you really need to storyboard it and card it, because it was a lot more work, because we were just sort of improvising scenes in Ian's apartment and, you know, transcribing them.
I heard you guys are starting up a fraternity.
Who told you that?
Nobody. Is it true?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Right. Well, it sounds cool, man. I want in.
Oh boy, I know I auditioned for Todd Phillips at some point for Road Trip, and he really liked me, and he liked that I could improvise.
It's gonna be okay. If I had to guess, I'd say somebody was raped and murdered here last night.
What the hell gives you that idea?
I don't know. It's Just a feeling.
The first movie I did with him, he was receptive to like try something, or he would give me an idea and I would paraphrase it or say it. So he liked the looseness of my approach, I think. Todd Phillips movies, I think I'd play some version of an everyman. I feel like I always have a short sleeve shirt and a tie on, and like I represent the schlubby white guy or something. I'm not sure.
Start the fire, buddy! Come on, man, play something from a stranger!
We strictly do 80s Joel music, sir. I'm why you needed me to.
80s Billy Joel doo-wop sucks!
In my mind, like Adam McKay I knew because I grew up doing UCB with him, and so McKay's like, do you want to do something? I'm like, yeah, I'll do something. Like, that to me is like your friend's doing a movie.
I barely raised my voice.
I should call your mother.
You need a phone to heaven to do that.
Maybe your mom didn't go to heaven.
Oh dear. Oh my.
Kent was producing Elf, and he's like, do you want to be an elf? And I have like one line in Elf. And I'm like, yeah, I'll do that.
Sir, what did you see?
I think you're great, Charlotte. I saw something fall from the sky right in the middle of Central Park. I mean, you're a great news lady.
And it's fun to work, and it's fun to like be in New York and make a movie with Will Ferrell, you know?
My name is Leonard Chulm. I'm head of the Indiana Department of Emergency Preparedness. And today, I'm gonna bring death and destruction to your town.
Did you have to audition for Parks and Rec?
No, I don't believe so. I know Amy Poehler. I feel like my preparation was dealing with Glazer, right? Councilman Jam. So my focus was sort of, and Rashida and Amy too. I don't know. I mostly remember Glazer being funny on set, so there probably wasn't a lot of preparation that I did for that character.
Sleepy Gary, my head is filled with memories of our friendship. I'm convinced that you're Beth's husband and I'm your friend, but if those memories can't be trusted, then...
Jerry, just say it.
Sleepy Gary, how do we know I'm real?
Jesus, Jerry?
I do like voice work. People tell me I have a good voice for that stuff, but I have yet to like find the right thing. But I would love it. Like, it'd make me happy too, because my kids would probably watch it, and not Rick and Morty, but Bob's Burgers they watch.
Well, it looks like we are going to be a tasting trio for the afternoon. Jumbo. It means cheers.
Cheers! Or as we say, cheers!
Come on, Bob. If we don't clink, it's not a real Jumbo. Jumbo!
Jumbo.
Jumbo!
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 Okay.
No, it'd be a dream. I would love to be a voice on a funny cartoon. It'd be amazing.
We've been having marital problems.
Right, because you're hygiene.
What? No, I wish. No, about a year ago, she fell down the stairs and broke her back.
Oh, no.
Now she's addicted to painkillers.
Yeah, they wrote him extremely depressed and almost like homeless, sad character. And his name is Lohank, so there's your first joke.
I was wondering if you might be interested.
Matthew Perry. I love Friends. It's my favorite all-time show.
Oh, thanks. Hey, listen, do you want to come dance in a fountain with me?
No.
That's when I landed in New York. Those were the days where I didn't, like, I would do Conan bits. I wasn't like I was a working actor, but we didn't have our TV show and stuff like that. So I was like paying rent. Either Adam McKay or Tom Giannis calling casting and saying, get Walsh there. He can play the guy in the background for the commercial parody, or he can play the clown with the knife that runs through.
How big are your testicles?
I would definitely say they're bigger than average. I would say they're about the size of a golf ball.
So you have two testicles that together equal one golf ball?
Individually.
People really remember that show. There was something really cool and great about the show. I think beyond the cast. I think the cast was great. But it was also a very tiring show to do. So I think had we gotten to do a second season, I think it would have changed to where it was just us four interacting with each other more and less messing with the pranking element of the world. Because that, like, gets tiring and soul-crushing after a while. When I got to The Daily Show, because I knew Colbert a little bit, and he's like, just get ready to sell your soul. Just leave your soul at the door. Because you go out there and you, like, kind of character assassinate people. But if they're the bad guys, if they are, like, ignorant monsters or dangerous people, like the way Ali G does it or something, like they're hopefully picking the right targets. But sometimes you're just kind of, like, taking down a nice person to, you know, make a joke or something. And it's like, I believed, like, The Daily Show's funny, and you were, like, making a sketch about the ridiculous war budget that George Bush was talking about through visiting a gun shop in Iowa. So the bigger picture was always really good satire. Like, the show quality was excellent. You're not under there in all false auspices. It's like The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Like, there was the internet back then. You could look us up.